You know how they say, go big or go home. Well, in today's video, we're taking that phrase to a whole new level. From towering skyscrapers that seem to touch the clouds to awe-inspiring infrastructure that spans continents. Get ready to embark on a virtual tour of the 5 biggest megaprojects in the world. With that said, let's jump right in. Kicking off our list at number 5, we have Tel Aviv's light rail. This rail project is no joke, and it's currently the largest public transportation venture in Israel's playbook, and it's racking up a jaw-dropping bill of $20 billion. There are 3 main rail lines in this project, which are the red, green, and purple lines. Together, these rail lines stretch a whopping 90 kilometers. Now, one interesting fact is that these lines are set to serve a whopping 228 million passengers annually. And guess what? The first line, which is the red line, is just about to welcome its very first passengers soon. The city's population is booming, and traffic jams just keep getting worse. To combat this urban gridlock, Israel's been talking about the idea of a rail-based mass transit system since the 60s. Only problem: political instability and money issues kept throwing wrenches in the works. Fast forward 60 years, and Israel's finally taking the plunge with this mass transit dream. While most cities go full-on underground with their systems, Tel Aviv's rolling with a mix. It's got both underground and above-ground sections. The first leg of the journey is the Red Line, which spans 24 kilometers from Petah Tikva to Bat Yam. Half of this route zips through tunnels, hooking up 10 underground stations. This Red Line is just the opening act of Tel Aviv's travel revolution. Over the next 5 years, the purple and green lines will also join the party. Number 4. Al Maktoum Airport Expansion. Dubai is taking its airport game to the next level with a jaw-dropping $33 billion upgrade. With its booming status as a global city and Middle East hub, Dubai is attracting more visitors than ever before. To handle this inflow, Dubai is expanding its airports, including the Al Maktoum International Airport, which currently handles around 1.5 million passengers annually. Currently, there is a massive makeover in the works, making it the world's largest airport in both size and capacity. In 2019, it handled 1.6 million passengers, but with the completion of 3 expansion phases, its capacity will skyrocket 150 times. This expansion includes 4 new runways, 2 terminals, swanky lobbies, and a colossal cargo cell. By Phase 1's completion, the airport aims to handle 130 million passengers by around 2030, potentially extending to the mid-2030s due to bureaucratic hurdles. Phase 3, slated for around 2050, could see the airport's capacity soar to a stunning 255 million passengers, more than double the current largest airport, Atlanta Airport. The motivation behind this grand airport transformation is Dubai's rapid transformation into a mega metropolis. With Dubai International Airport facing potential overload, the new Al Maktoum Airport is Dubai's strategic move to stay ahead and retain its status as the Middle East business hub. Number 3. Plant Vogtle Reactor 3 and 4. The Plant Vogtle Reactor 3 and 4 is an undertaking that's ringing up a $35 billion bill. This nuclear megaproject has been in the works for a staggering 14 years. The plan is to add 2 brand new nuclear reactors to the Plant Vogtle facility down in Georgia. Unit 3 finally kicked into gear this July, and once the 4th reactor is up and running, these 2 powerhouses will churn out a whopping 2,200 extra megawatts of electricity. That's enough to light up around 500,000 households. But this story didn't just start yesterday. Way back, Plant Vogtle already had 2 reactors on the scene, humming along since 1987 and 1989. These 2 reactors clocked in at a combined 2,450 megawatts of capacity. Over time, it became pretty clear that coal and gas power's days were numbered. Plus, there were some tricky challenges with the reliability and storage of wind and solar energy. So in 2009, Georgia decided to give this plant a boost to move nearly 3 million consumers over to a low CO2 emission energy source. Back in the day, the plan got the green light to start operation in 2017 and a price tag of $14 billion. But construction delays kicked in even before the scheduled 2012 kickoff. The Fukushima reactor incident in Japan, the year before, threw a wrench in the works, bringing in stricter safety rules and delays in licensing. Construction finally got going a year later, and they tried to speed things up with innovative designs. However, that move didn't pan out, leading to more licensing hurdles than expected. By 2015, The expansion was already 3 years behind schedule, and the budget got a bump up to $22 billion. Fast forward, and the pandemic slammed the brakes on the project, cutting worker hours and pushing the timeline even further. It wasn't until mid-2022 that the Nuclear Regulatory Commission gave the thumbs up to load Reactor 3 with fuel. But of course, another twist. The reactor's wiring had some major flaws and needed a complete redo. After a roller coaster ride of 7 years of delays and a jaw-dropping 250% cost increase, Georgia Power finally fired up the Unit 3 reactor. Meanwhile, Reactor 4 is on track to be fully operational by early 2024. Number 2. The Kashagan Oil Field. The Kashagan Oil Field, boasting a substantial investment of $50 billion, stands as a prominent testament to the enduring significance of oil within the global context. Both governmental bodies and private enterprises allocate significant financial resources each year toward the exploration of fresh oil reserves. In the year 2000, an exploratory endeavor conducted in the Caspian Sea yielded the discovery of one of the most extensive oil deposits in the world. This oil field is positioned approximately 80 kilometers away from the coast of Kazakhstan. The Kashagan oil field holds an impressive quantity of 13 billion barrels of recoverable oil, a volume substantial enough to cover worldwide energy demand for 5 months. Initially, the financial assessment for this undertaking was projected at $10 billion. Nonetheless, the advancement of the Kashagan development encountered formidable obstacles. The oil is way down, about 4.5 kilometers deep under the Caspian Sea's surface. It gets cold there, even colder than minus 20 degrees Celsius. This makes a thick layer of ice that sticks around for a long time. The super cold weather and the ice make it hard to use conventional ways of drilling for oil under the sea. So they came up with the idea to build 5 artificial islands. These islands were put in special spots to avoid touching the ice and to give a solid place to put the drilling equipment. More than 5,000 workers worked on these artificial islands even though it was super cold. They made a bunch of pipes that carried the oil from the deep holes to where they could process it on land. After 10 years of building, which cost way more than they thought, the Kashagan oil field finally started making oil in September 2013. But not long after, there was a big problem. The main pipe that carried the oil had trouble handling the big pressure, so it started leaking. This made the project stop again and cost even more money. Number 1. The Chuo Shinkansen. The Chuo Shinkansen is a Japanese maglev line under construction between Tokyo and Nagoya, with plans for an extension to Osaka. The Chuo Shinkansen project is estimated to cost approximately $80 to $100 billion. This marvel of infrastructure stands as a testament to Japanese efficiency, embodying staggering speed capabilities of up to 320 kilometers per hour. Over 6 decades of operation, delays have been a rarity, and remarkably, not a single injury has occurred on the Shinkansen due to accidents. This new line aims to connect Tokyo and Osaka in a mere 67 minutes, propelling trains at top speeds surpassing 500 kilometers per hour. To accomplish these extraordinary velocities, Japan is employing maglev trains that glide just above the tracks through the utilization of magnetic forces. The construction of the Chuo Shinkansen commenced in 2014 and is being executed in 2 distinct phases. The first phase, projected to be completed by 2027, involves linking Tokyo with Nagoya, a formidable 344-kilometer stretch predominantly traversing tunnels. The second phase, slated for conclusion in 2037, will connect Osaka to the newly established line. Alright guys, that wraps up our video for today. So which of these projects fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more.